Hi, this is Mayank and welcome to the channel. Normally we do screen share for all the stock analysis like Ashoka Buildcon we did, Dilip Buildcon we did, and Chamal Lal Shetty fundamental analysis as well. So this video is not about any particular share. This video will be about a market, basically market. We'll definitely talk about some stock, definitely, but it's more of a market than some few stocks. Okay, and why outside? Because first thing, the view is very good, and as I told, the video is not about a particular stock, PE ratio and all those things. We'll not talk about that. We'll talk about something else, okay, as a market. And second thing, the view is very good, and also this video will go unedited. We'll not be editing the video, and I'm feeling pretty cold also, so I'll tell you exactly. I'm in Sikkim, and I'm there for last 1 week, so it's kind of workation for me. Okay. Yeah, so we'll talk about EV segment in India right now, what's happening throughout first, and then what's going to happen in India, and what are the stocks which can control the entire EV segment for the next decade in India, and why these particular stocks which we're talking about. So I don't script things like that. I just talk, relate things. I'll say what my understanding is. It's more of a discussion rather than putting something out. Okay. So we'll talk about Tesla first. So why Tesla is the poster boy of EV? Yeah, they make cars, they make better cars. So that's not everything about EV. You don't just run a segment by making a car. Okay, you need infrastructure for that, the charging infrastructure. You need batteries for that. Okay, so that's the most important part of EV. You need a battery and you need charging stations for charging the battery and moving around. Okay, the engines and all are there always. Okay, so that's the reason why Tesla is a market leader, because they provide the infrastructure, they set up the stations themselves, and they also have a unit where they produce batteries. Like, I forgot the name, but they have this thing. Okay, so they provide an entire ecosystem. Okay, so you buy a Tesla car, you get the batteries from Tesla. Tesla provide the structure, infrastructure, the charging and everything. So that's why people are comfortable buying Tesla, because they don't need to depend on any other company or any other organization giving the remaining parts of the wheel. Like, so there are three wheels in that. So one wheel is your charging, one wheel is a vehicle, and one wheel is a battery, right? So that's the reason Tesla is controlling the entire ecosystem. So India is pushing a lot on EV. Every month you'll get a couple of news regarding EV. Today I saw that some company is putting EV auto rickshaws in Bangalore. Okay, and they're giving loans. Okay, and Ashoka Leyland and Tata Motors are launching a lot of EV. There's a company called Electra Green Tech, I believe. So they are into electric buses. Okay, but feeling pretty cold now. So EV is going to get a push even from government. Some subsidies are there. Government targeting a good infrastructure development in the future, so that India move away from the fuels and go through green energy. Okay, so reduce the pollution and everything. And dependency on oil imports. India spent a lot of money on oil imports. Okay, so to balance everything out, government is pushing a lot. Okay, so this is what is going to happen in the case of EV, both passenger segment and commercial segment. Now we'll talk about three particular stocks which for me is going to rule the decade for this particular segment. So it's Tata, the company is Tata, and stocks are Tata Motors for the vehicle, Tata Power, and Tata Chemicals. Okay, so these three stocks combinedly are going to create an ecosystem. Okay, so Tata Motors provide you vehicles. Okay, and Tata Power, we know it's into power generation and power distribution, and they are a high debt company. All these companies are in high debt for sure. Tata Motors is a debt, Tata Power is in huge debt, as well as your Tata Chemicals is in huge debt as well. But what turning around for Tata Motors is that they are pushing a lot on the EV right now. So since they are the front runner, they are the early adopter, I'll say. So the future, they will be a first mover advantage. So right now, if you see, Tata Nexon EV is very well received. They're going to launch a Tata Altroz EV, and they're going to launch Tata Tigor EV, and they are going to launch Tata HBX EV as well. Okay, so this is happening. Okay, Hyundai Kona was launched, nobody gave a damn to that. Okay, not many people bought that, but Tata Nexon was sold in good numbers. Okay, so this is what Tata Motors is all about. We'll not talk about their technical details and everything. I'm saying as a market. So Tata Motors is going to become a leader when it comes to EV in the passenger car segment for sure, at least as of now. Okay, Ashok Leyland is more into commercial vehicles, EV segment, but Tata Motors is in both sides. As of now, they're pushing more into passenger vehicle in India. Come to Tata Power. So Tata Power is a huge debt, and Tata Group has told that they want to make it debt free, and how they're gonna do it, they're gonna shut down the coal-based power generation they have units, and they're going to more into renewable energy sources. So you must have read a lot of news where they got a lot of projects also where they are implementing the EV. Okay, so not the EV, they're implementing the solar panels and solar stations. For NHPC also, I think they got something. Okay, so they are moving slowly into the renewable energy sources, and that way they're reducing their debt. Okay, now how it relates to your Tata Motors. So what they're going to do, they're going to set up 1,000 around charging stations, and obviously if a company from the same parent company establish one unit, they definitely give precedence to their own brand. So Tata power stations will give precedence to their Tata Motors vehicles. Okay, so Tata Power is taking responsibility of setting up stations and providing the charging options and all those things to Tata vehicles. And third comes, so two wheels are done, right? So one is vehicle is done, and one is your charging part is done, right? So third wheel is the battery. So there comes Tata Chemicals in the picture. So Tata Chemicals, if you know, it's the largest soda ash producer, and they are in 4 countries. But apart from that, they are focusing a lot on lithium ion batteries. So they're going to create or manufacture lithium ion batteries. So, and first thing, obviously, if they produce a lithium ion battery, they'll give it first to Tata Motors. So you see, if you buy a vehicle and EV vehicle, and you get an option for battery from the same company, charging from the same company, vehicle from the same company, same parent group company. So definitely going to get some kind of advantage there, where maybe they will give you battery swap, some numbers free, or they give you some charging hours or charging minutes, something like that free, or they give you some kind of plan where subscription plans. So this is how it works. So obviously, if you're part of an ecosystem, you can connect these 3 things and get more advantage out of it. From customer point of view, from business point of view, they have more options to play around compared to other companies. So Maruti can only produce a car. Maruti can't give you a charging station themselves. They might tie up with someone, but they cannot give. So this is where Tata comes into picture and has a bigger advantage, because they owns the entire ecosystem. And this is what they're doing. If you go through news and all, you definitely find these three things what they're trying to do. Because they're trying to create an ecosystem. Same thing they're trying to do with Tata Consumer Products Limited. They are trying to create ecosystem by buying Big Basket, by buying 1mg, and doing things in a digital way. Okay, so Tata is focusing a lot on ecosystem part. So for the EV segment, as I told, these 3 stocks are the part of ecosystem. And so next decade, the target for Indian government for next decade is close to 25 times of current sales. And 25 times is a huge number. Even if they achieve half of that, it's 12.5 times. So 12-13 times growth in next 10 years. It's a good growth, and I believe this will be fueled mainly by Tata. So Tata, if they continue the way they are doing right now, they will be the first one to get bigger chunk of the entire EV segment in India, and at least in the passenger car segment, if not in the commercial vehicle segment, they might get there as well. But since Tata Motors are the biggest manufacturers of commercial trucks, so they will definitely push there. I'm sorry. Okay, so this is what it is. So today we talk about this only. We'll not talk about any analysis and all. For that, we'll create a different video for that. Tata Motors, Tata Power, Tata Chemicals. But as of now, the company is a good direction, and they are reducing debt. They're reducing debt slowly and steadily. And I think 3 years, 4 years down the line, the way things are progressing, they will become debt free. That's also the plan of the chairman. They announced that they want to become debt free for Tata Motors and Tata Power as well. Right, Tata Chemicals, there's no such comment, but definitely they will try to make it debt free. So once they are debt free and they are getting a lot of business out there from the market, so these 3 stocks you can add to your portfolio. I'll not say invest a large chunk of money right now. You can invest in SIP mode slowly over the time. And also to note, these stocks are not for a shorter period of time. They might not return you a good ROI. Okay, but yes, they can be. All three of these can be multi-bagger. We have seen Tata Motors returned more than 100%. Okay, if you see from the time of crash in the market in the March, they have returned more than 4 times, right? I think it's close to 4.5 times Tata Motors. But so we'll leave that part apart. This market crash, market got back, so we'll leave that part apart. We'll think from this time. So this time also, these three can be multi-bagger for sure. Okay, but yeah, saying that, multi-bagger means 10 years you need to invest in. Can't pull the money out in a couple of years and you expect some good profit. That might not happen. If it happens, it's good, well and good. But I'll suggest you to invest for 10 years to see the longer picture. Okay, and invest in SIP mode. You might not have a good amount of money at this time to invest in one shot, but if you invest in SIP mode on month basis, keeping that 10 years in the 10 years timeline, then probably you can invest a good amount of money and you can definitely make some decent amount of money in the long run. Okay, you might continue also. If the situation is good as we are discussing now, you might keep it for more than 10 years also, depends. Okay, so yeah, so this is it from my side. Okay, I hope you like this face-to-face introduction video. Okay, and I'm sorry for sneezing a bit in the middle. It's pretty cold here. So yeah, if you like the video, please give it a like, share it with your friends. If you have some comments, good, bad, whatever, you put in the comment section. And if you like our videos, what we do, what we talk about here, what analysis we do, please subscribe the channel and share with your friends so that they can also know what you're doing. And if you find it helpful, let others know. Let's grow together, let's learn together. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Thank you so much for joining.